Hey all, this is my recap of The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 9, Episode 1, Hawaii 5. Uh-oh. So this is the beginning of a new season. I have to admit I'm not as well versed with The Real Housewives of Orange County as I am the rest of the cities, or most of the cities. I only started watching The Real Housewives a couple years ago because I was like, I'm not one of those people that watches Real Housewives. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm totally the kind of person who watches Real Housewives. And so I tried to catch up on the seasons, and I did a pretty good job on like New York, but the rest of them I couldn't catch up. And there's like a million episodes of Orange County, so I don't think I even saw the first like 5 or 6 seasons. Anyway, I just got to kind of say that. So we have said a goodbye to a few housewives, Gretchen, Alexia, and Lydia. And according to the opening credits, we're getting 2 new ones, Lizzie and Shannon. This episode, we only saw Shannon, so she's the only one I'm going to deal with. And I have heard that there is another one, Danielle. Some mutual friends know her, and they said that she's on the show. So I have to tell you that I'm an Orange County girl, born and bred. I lived there for at least 30 years. My husband grew up there. My father, his father all grew up there. Our families are from there. So about 3 years ago, the whole clan, my parents, my husband and I, his parents, all moved up here. And we love life on the ranch and we love living where we're at. But sometimes, especially watching this show, I get a little homesick. So, plus I'm insanely jealous because I should totally be on this show. I would be so good. But just not in the cards for me. So Heather's building a huge new house. About 5 billion square feet. It's going to take 2 years. They sold their old house for $16.5 million, which I guess is okay. You know, economy and all. They're in a small house. It's the size of a hotel in the meantime. And Terry feels like it's a little bit too small because he can still hear his children. So I'm thinking that Terry's problem is not so much the size of the house. It's that his kids are too loud. I don't know. I'm definitely regretting my choice not to go into plastic surgery when I was in college picking a career, because apparently you can have big, gorgeous houses. So I am a house fanatic. I could spend all the time in the world looking at houses. I dream about houses. I don't know why, but I love them. So I'm digging all this house building stuff. I'm also a little jealous. Apparently jealousy is kind of an issue with me. We run into Tamra. So Tamra has been working at Cut Fitness with Eddie for about 9 months, and she talks about how she is kind of struggling with Eddie's attention. So Eddie's teaching all these classes, and of course all the classes have women in them, and they're all younger, and they're in better shape, and Tamra has to really work hard. You know, it doesn't get easier as it gets older, ladies, and so she's kind of struggling with that, bless her heart. Now, Vicky, her daughter, Brianna, has moved out. Brianna is pregnant again, and they're going to be moving to Oklahoma. So Vicky's kind of upset, and to fill the void in her life, she has moved in a surrogate son named David, who's working in her office and everything. She also talks a little bit about Brooks. She claims that they're not together, but I don't know. I don't buy it. They're either together or she's trying to get him back or something. And I just can't. I can't with him. I can't even. I don't know that I've ever heard anyone say that they really like Brooks, that they think he's good for her. He's just, you know, I just can't. Anyway, so we see Tamara and Heather hanging out. What's interesting is they discuss Gretchen and Slate. I feel like normally when they lose housewives, like no one mentions it. Like no one really discusses it. But they discuss like how lame she is and how they haven't gotten a wedding gift from her and everything. So Heather has a role on Hawaii 5-0, and she goes, oh, Tamra, you should come with me. This would be so much fun. And Tamra's like, oh my gosh, let's bring Vicky. And Heather's like, yay. You know, so it's kind of funny. Apparently Vicky and Heather, they don't hate each other, but they have a tendency to butt heads because they both like to be right. And Heather can be a little bit pretentious, I'll say. But I like Heather. I think she's super fun. I would love to hang out with her. We could sit around and judge other people and be right all the time. I think we'd have a great time. Anyway, so Vicky, Tamra, and Heather are going to go to Hawaii. Let's see. And we meet the new housewife, Shannon. So we meet her under the premise that Heather is going to be, Heather's builder is taking Heather to Shannon's house to show her some features of the house. That's kind of the premise. But really it's just to meet Shannon and see her house. Her big, gorgeous house. Okay, and so Shannon's a big old green hippie, and so she, you know, low pollutants and no Wi-Fi, and her kids, you know, no cell phone and all that. So that's fine. She seems interesting enough. Let's see. And Shannon's husband has a big freeway construction. So I'm sure that her husband knows my dad. So my dad, that's what he did his entire adult life. He had a freeway construction company called Penhall. They're the red and gray trucks that are all over California and I think Arizona and stuff and all that. So Shannon, if you're out there, ask your husband if he knows my father. If he knows Penhall, my dad owned it. Okay. Anyway, that's just, you know, I got all excited when I heard freeway construction. Anyway, we see Tamara, Heather, and Vicky go to Hawaii and kind of annoy each other. So they go surfing, and Heather doesn't want to do it, but then she's really good, and everyone's like, oh, that Heather. And then Heather is kind of a know-it-all through the meal, but she's right. So that's pretty much the episode. I am totally fine with the fact that the episode was pretty low-key. I am feeling emotionally worn out from all the Real Housewife drama. It's nice to see a little bit of, I'll say drama that is very low-key, and it's not this venomous hatred that we're seeing in the other seasons, the other cities. So my theory on drama in a reality show is it is like salt in food. If you don't have any, it's bland. If you have the right amount, it increases the flavor of the overall experience. If you have too much, it's pretty much ruined. And I feel like a lot of these cities and seasons are pushing on over salting their season with drama. So anyway, I will see you guys soon.